I'm telling you, look, the media sees the handwriting on the wall. You have media stalwarts right now. Media stalwarts, from Joy Behar at The View to Leslie Stahl at 60 Minutes, admitting like no one's watching them anymore. No one cares about them anymore. And they're kind of just trying to come to terms with it. Joy Behar doesn't understand it. Leslie Stahl, on the other hand, is just depressed about it. Here, watch.
People want us divided, and they aren't just here in this country. They're foreign adversaries who are infiltrating our social media because it is prudent for us to stay that way. So when you see something that really pisses you off, you should triple check that one.
Yeah. But I think that that's why people like our show, because they know that we are checked by ABC News. But
we're checked by everybody.
Yeah. I mean, if we're wrong, we have, you know, the legal note here.
Human legal.
But we went from Walter Cronkite, basically, to this guy Joe Rogan, who believes in dragons. I checked it. He believes in dragons. He believes in dragons.
Did you triple source that?
Yes, I did. And he also thinks that dragons, like I guess, like dinosaur type of animals, roamed the earth when people did. So this is the type of really, really bad information that's going out there.
I love that clip. I just think that's absolutely hilarious. But most of all, I love what Joe said afterwards, where he had to go after her, laughing about Joe Rogan believes in dragons.
Worried about losing your job, and you're worried about podcasts taking over, and who's the source of news, and we said Donald Trump is Hitler, but half the country disagreed with us and he won, and this is and Joe Rogan believes in dragons.
Okay, Joe Rogan believes in dragons. Well, that's so over on The View, they don't understand it. They're upset about it. Meanwhile, another really key player, older woman in the media sphere, would be one Leslie Stahl, who's been at 60 Minutes, I don't know, like since I was a kid, okay? Like forever. And I'm not that old, but you know, I mean, she's been on TV a long time. And here she is seated with Peggy Noonan from the Wall Street Journal, and they're having this discussion about where media is right now. And Leslie's like ready to just, you know, where's her box of tissues? She's ready to let it all loose. She's so depressed and upset about where we are. Take a peek.
But we're at a point where if the President of the United States is going to say legacy media is dead, well, I guess Musk said that. Legacy media is dead.
And he wants it dead. He wants other media.
But it is kind of, sort of hobbling right now. And I don't know how it recovers. I'm very dark about it.
You're very dark about it.
I am.
I just, well, this is, you know, we're talking about something so essential that you don't want to say, well, we'll see, you know, or maybe the world will end, we'll see.
The world will end? Oh my gosh. If CBS News and the New York Times cannot continue doing what they're doing, which is spin city, then oh my gosh, the world's going to end. I mean, they're depressed about it. They don't understand it. I mean, after all, Leslie Stahl was there to hand deliver the message to Trump that, you know what, that laptop, that Hunter Biden laptop, that's all fake. That's Bannon, that's Giuliani, all putting that together courtesy of the Russians because it's misinformation. Remember this on 60 Minutes, the little tussle that the two of them got into? I remember this. This was great.
This story about Hunter and his laptop. Some repair shop found it. The source is Steve Bannon and Rudy Giuliani.
I don't know anything about that. I just know it's a laptop, and they haven't.
And you're making this one of the hottest, most important issues in your rallies.
It's a very important issue to find out whether or not a man's corrupt who's running for president, who's accepted money from China and from Ukraine and from Russia.
All these
I think
things
that's
have
an important
been
issue.
investigated, and
It's incredible the way you can try and say this and sit there and look me in the eye and say it. He accepted money, his family, from Russia, from Ukraine, from China, and from other places. His brother, who didn't have experience, became a big builder in Iraq without experience. Take a look at what's going on, Leslie. And then you say that shouldn't be discussed.
I'm saying
it's the biggest scandal out there, Leslie, and you don't cover it.
Because it can't be verified.
You want to talk about insignificant things.
I'm telling you.
Of course it can be verified. Excuse me, they found the laptop. Leslie.
Can't be verified.
What can't be verified?
The laptop.
Why do you say?
I mean, Amazing, right? And then if you saw the lettering over that video, they were pointing out that guess what? The FBI had already verified it at the time. She clearly just wasn't talking to the right sources, right? She was talking to people that were spin machines. Don't forget the 51X spooks. That was all led by the guy who's now our Secretary of State, Antony Blinken. Antony Blinken, who literally was out today trying to apologize to the members of the family members of the 13 soldiers that were killed. I mean, these guys just don't know what the HELL they're doing. They have screwed up everything. They've screwed up the economy. They've screwed up where we are standing internationally speaking. And then they're out on the apology tour. Janet Yellen apologizing today. And of course, Antony Blinken out apologizing to the families of the 13 service members. Thank you very much. I deeply regret we did not do more. We could not protect them more. Maybe you should have thought it through more, buddy. Maybe.
As I said, our thoughts are with all of the Gold Star families. They're with the State Department and USAID employees who lost their lives over the course of 20 years of our military involvement in Afghanistan. And I think today especially of the 13 heroes that we lost at Abbey Gate. And I deeply regret that we did not do more and could not do more to protect them. And to those families who are here with us today, you're in my thoughts, in my prayers. I wish that Nicole was here with us today. I'm deeply sorry that she's not.
You hear him getting heckled in the background, so this was an apology, but this is Antony Blinken, okay? So he's the guy that led the team there alongside former deputy director of the CIA, one Mike Morrell, to get the 51 signatures together so that they could refute what Trump was saying about that laptop. But it turned out Trump was right all along. So Leslie Stahl's going to sit there and fight with him. You're going to hear all the kinds of CRAP that you heard over and over and over again on the mainstream media. He's Hitler, he's a fascist, he's this, he's that. And I'll tell you, the Hillary Clinton is just mad that they didn't do it enough.
The press needs a consistent, the press that's not supporting Trump blatantly, very persistently, the press that's trying to be the press, be objective, be, reporting the facts. The press needs a consistent narrative about the danger that Trump poses. Because,
They didn't have that enough for you, Hillary? I mean, you didn't hear that he was the next version of Hitler enough? Did you want to hear that more? Because I think we heard it loud and clear over and over and over again. It was actually, at least for me anyway, becoming pretty nauseating. And it's like the only thing they had to go to over and over and over again. You know the drill. I'm not going to play all of this.
Of course, Trump is a Nazi time again.
Let's deal with Hitler, okay?
I don't think it's hyperbolic to say that. I mean, that is Mussolini, Hitler-like language.
Trump's affinity for Hitler was always covered under an umbrella of his stupidity.
Echoing Hitler's words.
Listen to this. Well, Hitler was duly elected.
That's right. Echoing the hateful rhetoric of Adolf Hitler.
It echoes Hitler.
That's the kind of language Hitler used in Mein Kampf.
Okay, all right, so, and there we go. But Hillary doesn't think they're on message enough. Meanwhile, Bill's out, Bill Clinton, and sort of still doubling down on somehow the Russians. The Russians took it from Hillary, and I don't know what his real answer is as to why Trump was able to win again. It might have something to do with the fact that, according to a new poll, Joe Biden is the worst president in modern history. That's not me saying that, although I'd happily, gladly tell you that, because just look at his policies. But that is the American public. And they rate him worse than Nixon. He's coming in at a negative 30. Nixon's like negative 15. Trump was negative 14. But Biden's negative 30. Like, no one's negative 30, all right? That's a huge negative. Because his policies sucked and he was too old to do anything. And I don't know, maybe the guy's a little corrupt too, considering how the family made out with a non-registered foreign lobbyist by way of one Hunter Biden. I mean, it's just gross, everything that happened. So we can take issue, by the way, with policies, and we do that all day long. But it's not like we're ever condoning or resorting to violence. That's the really troubling thing. That you hear Joy Reid somehow okaying that in some way, shape, or form, and then Rachel Maddow trying to launch this conspiracy theory that somehow it's all connected. It all goes back to the right. It all goes back to Donald Trump.